Hi friends, my name is CA Viral Chheda and my major area of practice is GST, and today I am going to discuss with you the relief measures which are given by the central government as far as the GST is concerned. So there are various notifications are issued. We are going to discuss one by one today. So our today's agenda would be the COVID relief measures under GST. Under that, the first agenda for discussion would be the payment of interest. What benefit the government has given to us for making the payment of interest under Section 50, which we usually pay under Section 50 of the CGST Act. Then what is the late fees waiver? What are the conditions attached to it for claiming the benefits of late fees waiver for filing the returns? Then when you need to file GSTR1 or IFF, there is some extension of the dates, which is a measure, which is a relief measure given to us. Then what would be the benefit related to job worker? What are the job workers compliances they are required to make? So what are the relief given to them, that we will be understanding today. Then what is the benefit given to a composition dealer? For composition dealer, we have one slide on it, which we are going to discuss. The applicability of rules 36(4), that is the ITC part. That also we are going to discuss what relief government has given for GST. And further, we are going to discuss about the extension of time limit for various other compliances. The above compliances are specific in nature, and this would be the general in nature. So going to our first topic of the agenda is interest and late fee waiver benefits for the month of March and April. Friends, these benefits are for the month of March and April and not for other periods. So you should be please be very careful while interpreting the same. So under this, they say that the registered taxpayer, if aggregate turnover in the preceding financial year exceeds 5 crore, meaning thereby, if for financial year 1920, if your aggregate turnover is exceeding 5 crore, or for 2021, in case of April 21, if you want to take a benefit for April 21 return, then you have to calculate the aggregate turnover of preceding financial year, which is 2021. And if your aggregate turnover exceeds 5 crores, then what relief has been given by the government, we will discuss. As far as interest is concerned, for a registered taxpayer with aggregate turnover exceeding 5 crore in the preceding financial year, they say that, okay, if you make a delay in the payment for first 15 days, you make the payment of interest. If you make the payment within first 15 days from the due date, from the actual due date, then the rate of interest is 9%, 9% per annum. And if you miss the bus of this 15 days, then the as usual as applicable rate of 18% would be applicable. And this is as per notification number 8 of 2017, Central Tax, dated 1st May 2021. Then they say that means that if suppose for month of March 21, I presume that the due date, the registered taxpayer is in Maharashtra, since I am located in Maharashtra, and the due date for the registered taxpayer with aggregate turnover exceeding 5 crore in the preceding financial is for March 21, the due date is 20th of April 21, that is 20 April 2021. So if he is making the payment by 5th of May 21, then he will have to make the payment of interest at the rate of 9% for the number of days of delays up to 15th day. That is, if he makes the payment by 5th of May, that is 15 days from the due date. But if he makes payment thereafter, then the rate of interest would be 18% per annum. So he will be liable to pay interest at a rate of 18%, whatever is the amount of GST liability. Then for April 21, you will check your aggregate turnover for 2021. If your aggregate turnover for 2021 is exceeding 5 crore, then you are for April 21, you are supposed to make the payment. The due date for making the payment is 20th of May, that is 20 May 2021. In this case, the 15 days limit, whatever they have said, that if you make the payment after 20th May 21, but before 4th June 21, then rate of interest would be 9% per annum, or else, that is, if you make the payment after 4th of June 21, the regular rate of interest of 18% per annum will be applicable. Next slide it talks, and the next it talks about is the late fee. They say that if the aggregate turnover is exceeding 5 crore, then in that case they have agreed to waive the late fee for filing the return from 15 days from the due date. So meaning thereby, if you delay filing of return, okay, after the due date up to 15 days, then there will be no late fee, and the notification number 9 of 21 central tax dated 1st May 21 is issued with this respect. Accordingly, for March 21, if you have missed the bus for March 21, you were supposed to upload the return by 20th of April 2021, that is 20 April 2021. But since you have missed the bus, if you have missed the bus, then if you file by 5th of May, that is in just next 3 days, then in that case, you will have to pay, the late fees are waived. You don't have to pay any late fees to that effect. And similarly, for April 21, the due date is 20 May 2021. So if you are not paying, if you are not filing return by 20 May 2021, no worries. You can file it by 4th of June 21 without late fees. But yes, interest will be applicable as per notification number 8 of 2021, CT dated 1st May 2021. So this was the interest and late fee benefits which was available for a registered taxpayer whose aggregate turnover is exceeding 5 crore in the preceding financial year. This is not applicable for other registered taxpayer. So now again, the same agenda. Now we come to a registered taxpayer with aggregate turnover in preceding financial year is less than 5 crore. Now over here, there will be a registered taxpayer. It is applicable for a taxpayer who are filing return under Section 39 subsection 1 of the CGST Act or under proviso to Section 39 subsection 1. That is, under Section 39(1) is other than QRMP scheme, and there are other class of taxpayers who are filing under QRMP scheme. So for both of them, they say that no interest will be charged for first 15 days from the due date. Okay, then once the 15th day is lapsed from the due date, from 16th day onwards till next 15 days, the rate of interest would be 9% per annum. That means for 15 days, if you don't make the payment, no interest. That means your due date is not extended, but you can pay without interest from 15 days from the due date. But if you're not paying within 15 days, you're paying between 16th to 30th day from the due date, then in that case, the rate of interest would be 9% per annum. And if you're missing the bus of this 15th day after, that is from 16th day to 30th day, then after a month of the due date, you will be liable to pay a regular interest of 18% per annum. And this is as per the notification number 8 of 2021. Then the late fees, they say that the late fees will be waived if the returns are filed within 30 days from the due date, meaning thereby for March and April 21, if you file the return within 30 days from the due date, the late fees will be waived, and this is as per notification number 9 of 2021, central tax dated 1st May 21. So we take an example. If suppose there is a taxpayer who is filing return under 39 subsection 1 with turnover less than 5 crore. For the month of March, the due date was 22nd of April. So he has to make the payment of tax by 22nd April. If he has missed the bus, then if he makes the payment within next 15 days from 22nd April, then no interest will be leviable. And suppose if he makes the payment from 16th day to 30th day, the rate of interest would be 9% per annum. And if he is missing that bus also, then in that case, the rate of interest would be 18%. Now, in case of late fees, he was supposed to file his return by 22nd of May 21, 22nd of April 21 for the month of March 21. But he has missed the bus due to Corona. Then in that case, he has the option of filing the return by 30th day from the due date, that is from 22nd April 21 till 30 days from that date. He can file the return, and whatever is the late fees, that will be totally waived off. But if he is missing that 30 days time, then he will be liable to make the payment of late fees also. Now, what is the extension for GSTR1 filing? That is, who files the GSTR1? GSTR1 is filed by a person who are not filing return under proviso to subsection 1 of section 39. So the other regular taxpayers, that is one who are having aggregate turnover above 5 crores or below 5 crores, but they are not into QRMP scheme, for them, for the month of April 21, the government has given them a due date of filing GSTR1 by 26th of May 2021. Usually, they are supposed to file their GSTR1 by 11th of May 21, that is for April 21, by 11th of May 21, they are supposed to file their GSTR1. But due to the situation of COVID, government has extended that date from 11th of May 21 to 26th of May 21, and notification number 12 of 21 central tax dated 1st May 21 is issued with this respect. Then invoice furnishing facility, that is, this is a facility which is available to a taxpayer who are filing return under proviso to subsection 1 of section 39, that is under QRMP scheme. For them, for the month of April, these benefits are only for the month of April, not for the March and not for the May. It is only for the month of April as of now. So if you are into QRMP scheme and if you want to upload your IFF, then you are supposed to upload it for April 21 by 13th of May 21. Here now they have extended date from 13th May to 20th of May 21, meaning thereby all your IFF invoices for the month of April 21, you can file it from 1st May 21 to 28th of May 21. And to this effect, the notification number 13 of 2021 central tax dated 1st May 21 is issued. Then they have given the relief related to job worker. Now you all know that we file ITC 04. Okay. Now for ITC 04, for January, February, March, whatever is the transfers of the goods between the job worker to and from the job worker from January, February, March, January 21 to March 21, we are supposed to file a return in a form ITC 04. And this form, they have extended the date. You have to fill it till 31st of May 21. And notification number 11 of 21, the CT dated 1st May 21 is issued with that respect. Now, what is the benefit which is given to a composition dealers? Composition dealers are dealers whose aggregate turnover is less than 1.5 crore. These are the small dealers, benefit given to a small dealers. For them, they say that if they have not made the payment of CMP 08, which they were supposed to make by 18th of April 21 for the quarter ending 31st March 21, then in that case, no problem. Since you have missed the bus from 18th May, if you make the payment within 15 days from 18th May, then there will be no rate of interest. There will be no interest on it. If you make the payment from 16th day to 30th day, as it is applicable for the taxpayer below 5 crores, then in that case, the same law applies over here also. The rate of interest would be 9% per annum. And if you make the payment after 1 month from the due date, that is the 18th April 21 was the due date. If you make the payment after 18th May 21, then in that case, the regular interest of 18% per annum will be applicable on your delayed payment. And this to this effect, notification number 8 of 21 is clear. And they have also extended the date of GSTR 4. Now, you all were aware that for financial year 2021, you were supposed to file your GSTR 4 by 30th of April 21. But since there was a COVID, so they have extended this date from 30th April 21 to 31st of May 21. And so now if you have missed the bus of filing the GSTR 4, you still have an opportunity. You can file it by 31st of May 21. That is the GSTR 4, which is usually an annual return which we file for a composition dealers. And to this effect, notification number 10 of 21 is issued dated 1st May 2021. This was the benefit for the composition dealers, that is the small dealers. Then very important provision, very important relaxation. They have relaxed the applicability of rule 36.4 by notification number 13 of 21 central tax dated 1st May 21. I will brief it out. Under rule 36.4, what we do is that whatever is the eligible credit in your 2A, of that 5% we can avail it if there's a difference between your ITC actually in your books and the ITC in your 2A. That is, your books ka ITC is more and the ITC available as per 2A is less because lesser number of people have uploaded their GSTR1 or IFF as the case may be. So in that case, whatever is the eligible credit in your 2A, of that 5 to the extent of 5%, you are allowed to claim it. Now this calculation, they are saying that you don't make separately for April, you don't make separately for May. What you can do is that when you file your May 21 return, at that time, you take the cumulative effect of it, that is for April 21 and May 21, you take a cumulative effect and then on that basis, you claim the ITC and then you file your return. This is the relaxation. That means for April 21, you don't have to consider section 36 rule 36 subsection sub rule 4, but ensure that you get the whatever is your invoices, whatever ITC you are claiming, you ensure that the corresponding supplier files is written on time. Otherwise, it will be difficult for you when you file your May 21 returns. Then we will talk about the extension for other compliances. While notification number 14 of 21 central tax dated 1st May 21, they have given, they say that if there was any due date for passing or compliance or for passing of any order, issuing notice or filing of appeals or any reports, etc., which were due between 15th of April 21 to 30th of May 21, then by 31st of May 21, the particular authority or any person, suppose if I was supposed to file an appeal, then if that appeal, the filing of appeal is due between 15 April 21 to 30th May 21, then I can file that appeal by 31st of May 21. Okay, and there are exceptions to this. They say that this date of 31st May will not be applied to time of supply provision, to registration provision, to e-way bill provision, or if there is any time limit for arresting anyone for any non-compliance, then this due dates will not be applicable for, they will be out of this, they will not get the benefit of this compliances. This extended date is only for the passing of order, issuing notice, filing of appeal, or submitting of any reports, etc. It is not applicable for time of supply provision. It is not applicable for issuing the invoice, meaning thereby if you're supposed to raise the invoice between 15th April 21 to 30th May 21, you have to raise the invoice on the day on which you are liable. You cannot say that I will raise invoice on 31st of May 21. Or it is not applicable where a composition dealer exceeds turnover of 1.5 crore during this period. And if you are supposed to go out of the composition scheme, then in that case, you cannot say that I will do it on 31st of May. This extended date or this benefit is not available to him. Or we can say that for filing of the returns, there are specific provisions already we have dealt with. So this will not fall into it. And also the power of the officers to arrest anyone or compliance related to e-way bills. For them, this due date extension date is not available. Then extension of time limit under Rule 9. This Rule 9, it deals with a registration procedure wherein when you make an application for registration, the officer is supposed to take a necessary action within the time limit. And if that time limit is due between 1st May 21 to 31st May 21, then that officer can take the action by 15 June 20. That is, for him, the date is extended and he can take a action by 15th June 21, provided it was due between 1st May 21 to 31st May 21. Further, if suppose your refund is rejected, was about to get rejected, and for that notice is being issued. Now, order was pending for it. You're not replying or you're replying to it, but order was pending and that order was due to be passed between 15 April of 21 to 30th May 21. Then the officer is given a time, say that within 15 days from the reply or by 31st of May, whichever is later, the officer can pass the rejection order. I will take an example. If suppose you have received the notice for rejection of your refund and order is not yet passed, and the passing of that order after issuing the notice is due between 15 April 21 to 30th May 21, then the officer is given a time to of 15 days from the date you reply or 31st May 21, whichever comes later. At that time, the officer can pass the order and for him, the benefit is given. So this were some of the relief measures which were given by the government. I hope you would like it. Thank you for watching till end. If you like my above efforts, then request you to please like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel, that is Viral Tax by CA Viral Cheda. Thank you. Thank you very much for your patient hearing. If you have any queries, you can inbox to me. I would be most happiest person to reply your queries. Thank you. Thank you very much.